all this like popularity contest crap that is never going to free any of you. And so I'm going to pause for a second because I was going for a minute and see if anybody has any comments or questions, or can you relate to what I'm saying? Or you're just like, you know what, Tanya, I do not like what you're saying. Just what would you like to say? Bring it. Anybody writing in, Amnon?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. So go ahead, guys. I would really like to hear from you. And even if you don't agree, bring it. I love that. I love to hear how you feel. And then we can process that together. So if there's something you're really processing and you're kind of, moving through something, share it. I would love to help you with that. And I'd love to listen to what you feel. Okay, on that note, I'm going to read the rest of this page. When a human is in pain, they offer emotions of frustration, worry, anger, or fear. And when I'm talking about pain, it's any pain. It's if you feel like I recently went through a separation, and I have great compassion for the one that was my husband at one time. I feel compassion for what he's going through. I feel compassion for his pain. At the same time, I do not feel any part of me that feels I deserve to be lashed out at or disrespected or mistreated ever. And so the pain could be an emotional pain, or it could be pain physically. Like maybe you're healing from a sickness and you feel deep pain from that sickness. Maybe it's a emotional pain connected to you're going to high school and all the kids bully you and they pick on you and you feel pain. Whatever that feeling of pain is, we can tune in and process that, and we can lean into it, and we can heal it and transcend it through our awareness, not through rejection, not through denial, and not through lashing out. If you're a kid at school getting bullied and you go bully others, how the hell does that shit make any sense? If you're somebody that's been hurt, you're emotionally wounded and sensitive because you're not feeling you're enough, and then you treat someone else like they're nothing, how is that the path to healing? Doesn't make any sense. And so when I see like Christian groups that they're, trying to feed everyone this whole thing about their religious group being superior, but then they're being hateful to people that are gay, or people that, aren't acting just like they think they should act, and so they ostracize them or shame them, degrade them. How is that exactly a recipe for healing? And when I come back to it myself, I'm not religious at all, but I was raised around it, and my soul feels a sense of Christ consciousness. I embody that fully. And I feel like Christ was quite a warrior. I feel like he really was speaking truth to people and helping wake up the masses. He was a miracle worker. He was an awakened being that was trying his best to help people come to a space of love and acceptance. And so when he's talking to him about love your neighbor, don't try to get the log or the stick out of somebody's eye when you've got, get the speck out of someone else's eye when you have a log in your own eye. Like, really, I feel like people need to pay attention to these messages, because in essence, all those messages that Christ consciousness was extending were looking inward, going back with self, connecting and being one with your source, with your, I don't really believe source is a father, but if you believe in that God sense of a masculine or feminine God, go for it. Tune into that oneness within yourself, though. Stop projecting this God outside of yourself to the point that it causes you fear and separation. If we can all realize we are one with God, we are one with Source, we can embody that light and that divinity, and it will be one with us. We won't feel like we have to go take it from others, or we have to be the most superior race so that the others will go down and then we win the game. There are no winners here. When that's the game, there are no winners. So I'm going to finish the sentence. When they are in pain, they offer emotions of frustration, worry, anger, or fear. So when we are lashing out, we're angry, we're fearful, that's a trigger. It's a sign to see, okay, I'm in pain and I need to tune into self. If you're with someone who's lashing out and being abusive, in essence, they are human in pain, but get away from them until they can heal and find their balance. You don't need to stay in there and tolerate that. That is not a great idea. They want the condition to improve so that their emotional state can improve. So let's say somebody is, they are drunk and they've lost their relationship and they're really angry and they're lashing out and they just lost their job and they're wanting their emotional state they're wanting their conditions around them to shift and improve so that they can be happy and they can feel good. So maybe someone's like, I'm depressed, I'm lonely, I don't have a boyfriend, or I don't have a girlfriend, no one loves me. And so then instead of healing that aspect in self and coming back to self-love, they want those conditions to change, thinking if I get a girlfriend, or if I get a new job, if I get a new outfit, I get my hair did, then I'm going to be happy. And it's not going to last, because truly your emotional state, what you choose in your thinking, how you choose to think about yourself, and then what you choose to speak into the world, and what you choose to take aligned action or misaligned action will factor into every part of your emotional well-being. Does that all make sense, guys? Give me a little feedback if so.
Makes sense to me.
Thank you, Amnon. Any illness or departure from physical well-being begins at a cellular level. And I work with clients all the time in my auric clearings when I'm helping them heal like their childhood trauma. We're doing a lot of shadow work. We're doing past life regressions. All of that stuff is helping them look deeper within to see where do these patterns come from, where I have stored cellular memory in my physical body that keeps reactively coming up as pain. I keep being triggered by pain. Wounded child shows up and leads the show, throws a tantrum, ruins my life again and again. What do I do to shift that? I can tell you from a healer's perspective, you've got to tune into the soul level cellular pain, and absolutely you have the power to clear it. But you have to do your work. You have to show up. You have to be consistent. And you have to really love yourself enough to let your self-healing be the ultimate priority and not anything externally that's distracting you. Period. So a lot of times we'll have the savior mode. People want to go save somebody else. They're going to go save stuff. They're going to go get busy, volunteer, work more. They give until they're empty, because it's all a distraction, because they're so uncomfortable with themselves. And if they could just pause and just shut everything in the world down and go into their little cocoon for a few days and really be with self, and even if that is painful, even if it's like, oh my God, I have to see all the stuff that I've chosen, I have to feel the pain of it, I have to feel the pain of my choices and how they harmed others, do it, because doing that work is going to set you free. And that's what my soul loves to do. That's why I'm so passionate about helping with the auric clearings, and why I'm so passionate in helping souls with past life regression and any form of relaxation, yoga and meditation. All my classes come back to vibrational alignment and come back to a sense of looking inside of the self to the cellular memory, so that we can clear any cellular memory that is causing disruption. And once you clear it, and it's amazing. And then you can bring in higher frequencies of love and light. But until you do your clearing work, you guys are going to keep running around like chickens, pecking at the ground, pecking at each other, acting insane. And it is never going to save you to behave like that. I will just boldly say that. And if you listen to my video in 100 years, it's still going to be true. So on that note, all disease, all illness, or departure from physical well-being begins at a cellular level, but the overwhelming propensity of your cells is that of thriving. So your true nature is to thrive. It is not to be in dis-ease. Your true nature always is to thrive. All day, every day, your cells are reclaiming their balance at such refined and subtle levels that most people are completely unaware of the power and intelligence of their cellular bodies. And it is true, you have the ability. I rarely have been to the doctor, and I joke, but not joke, that meditation is my medication, because it's truth. Whenever I feel the slightest tickle in my throat or just fatigue in my body, a muscle that's been pulled, I tune in meditation. I tune into the pain. I ask, what is this coming from? What do I need to clear and release? And I process it, and I'm with it. I'm not afraid to look at the shadow. And when I was younger, I was. And so I have compassion. If some of you are just getting onto the path of alignment, you're finally exhausted, you finally had your butts kicked long enough, and you're ready to heal. When you first come in and you're looking at shadow stuff, it can be scary. I've been there. But what I can tell you, and this is truth, is if you can just look at the shadow and stop being afraid to look at it, it disappears. It's like when you have a bad dream and you're just like, oh, I don't want to see that, and you're trying to get away from it. Change the energy from run to shifting and looking at the fear. Whatever's causing you fear, face it. Look it straight in the eyes. Look it straight in its energetic mirage that it is, and watch how it'll dissipate and it'll dissolve and disappear. But you have to have the willingness to actually look within and to see that stuff, and then to come back to a space of self-love so that you can integrate that love and you can shift and clear the frequencies of pain that have been stuck and lodged in the cells of your body. I seriously have been doing like tapping techniques with some of my clients and with myself. And like women are always complaining about like cellulite or complaining about, gaining body fat and weight. And I grew up 18 years of my life teaching fitness for a living. And there is an aspect of physical exertion is beneficial for our bodies. But I feel like in our physical world, we have put so much emphasis on what we're supposed to do and go get cosmetic surgery and all this stuff that we have completely gone insane to what I've discovered through tapping. When we're doing body tapping and we're setting the intention to clear old cellular memory, like my body has shed body fat and it has shed cellulite and things that were stored in my thighs, like from my childhood. And you guys may not believe me, but it's true. And it is powerful just tuning in and tapping on your body with the intention of, I am ready to clear and release any of this stored cellular memory and trauma. Tapping on the heart. I am ready to clear and release all the pain, all the sense of shame and betrayal and sadness that is here in my heart. And then you breathe in the love and light, breathe out that pain. And you do this as often as you feel necessary. When you intuitively feel pain, you can go right there. Rather than just go diet and starve yourself and like work out like a fiend, what if we approach this at a cellular level? What if we approach this from a soul level and a soul alignment? I can tell you what will happen if you do. You will heal and you will transform your bodies from the inside out. It is absolutely true. Okay, I'm going to pause. Anybody commenting?
No, Pegasus said yep, but I don't know what he's saying yep for because I did not catch it while you were talking. So probably something that made sense to him too. Pegasus,
tell me what you feel. Like, what would you like to say in regards to all this? Like, give me a little of your depth. Speak from your soul. I want to hear. And I'm going to finish this page while he processes and shares. So this continual realigning and rebalancing process hinges on cellular communication from one cell to another. Now here I'm talking about cellular because I like to go to the micro and the macro because it's all the same. So in a micro level, communication from one cell to the next is absolutely vital for health and wellness and wholeness. And every cell in the body needs to work together in a unified field so that the body emulates wholeness and wellness. Does that make sense for the physical body, Amnon? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the deal in the macro. Every one of us as souls must shift and clear all of our egoic energy that causes us to break down communication. If you think about it, the main issue on this planet that causes violence, war, problems, destruction, pain and hurt is miscommunication or a lack of communication. So if we have one country that just won't even tolerate another country, they act like they don't even exist in the whole, then it's like cancer. And so that country is trying to like shame, or you have a Christian group or a Muslim group, and they're trying to act like no one else exists except for me. It's like having a group of cells in a body try to pretend they're the whole body. It's insane. And then they want to terrorize the rest of the body because the body is not acknowledging their little tirade or their ranting about being, not the whole. And so if you think about this in a micro level, when this is going on inside of a human, it comes up as cancer and disease, dis-ease. There is a lack of communication in the body. So at the macro level, when we're not wanting to actually have clear communication with others, and we're trying to be, egoic, and we're doing little tantrums, and we're being passive aggressive, and we're like, you can't talk to me, I'll never talk to you again, because we're being hateful, that is like cancer cells, and it will really destroy the human that's acting this way. And in essence, it creates a breakdown across the whole planet for humanity. Because in essence, if we're looking at micro, macro, we are all a part of the same body. So I am a part, and Amnon is a part, and the Palestinians are a part, and the Jews are a part, and the Parisians are a part, and the Mexicans are a part. All of us are a part of it. And the animals and the trees and the forests and the ocean